To farm or not to farm? That is the question. And the answer is fuck no. Hey guys, this is Reinhart, and today this video will be about making gold. First of all, I had a lot of requests. Top request was how to make gold in World of Warcraft. So I'm gonna cater to the audience. I'm sorry, you guys want to see some decay footage? It will come. I guarantee you that. The way I'm gonna work is, this one will be for making gold, next video will be for my warlock, and I'm sorry, he's not the most high rated. Right now, he's about 20 to 2100 footage that I can show you. I will become better on him, I guarantee you that. And the next one will be on a Death Knight. Amazing Death Knight footage. We actually beat a couple 28-2900 teams as a 3SG, which is not a very viable comp to start with. A little bit about that, I expert to Horde to play with 2700 luck, and I had a 2700 druid friend. And I ended up teaching Warlock how to port and how to play, and we kinda decided that's not a very good fit for us. So we kept doing 3SG until we can find a good Warlock to play with us. So anyway, about making gold. Guys, if you're in the mood for some killing, if you want to see some death, pain, suffering, agony, close out this video because this is not for you. This will be the definition of nerdiness. Like, think of something that is very freaking nerdy. Think, let's see, Spider-Man. Yeah. Peter Parker. Think of a Peter Parker with a fucking glasses. Yes, this is what this video will be looking like. Very nerdy, but very informational. Grab a piece of paper, grab a pen. We're gonna get started, and there'll be a lot of information thrown right at you guys. First of all, guys, I want to let you know one thing. I hate farming. Some people are good at it, some people making very good money with it, but that's not personally me. Quite honestly, I cannot farm. I just get bored. I have a huge case of ADHD or ADD, whatever it's called. Plus, my philosophy is, yo, I'm farming in the fucking real life. I'm going to school, I'm studying, I'm coming home, I'm reading, or I'm also farming, I'm going to work. I'm farming fucking real money, just going to work and coming back. What? Once I come back home, the next thing comes to my mind is, yay, let me fucking kill somebody. Not, yay, let's do some more farming. I just did 8 hours of farming at my work. Let me do some 3-4 hours in game in virtual life. No, that's not me. I cannot do that. So what I did is I actually came up with the strategies on how to play Action House, how to manipulate Action House, and how to make money through that, how to use market fluctuations. And this video will be about how to play Action House. And unlike a lot of guides that are out there, they're saying, hey, buy this material at this price, sell it at this price. No, I cannot do that. And I'm not sure how the valid of the point is anyway, because it matters from server to server. I expert 3-4 servers in the last 1 or 2 months, and I made some gold on the way. And the way I saw is, one server, high populated server, has, for example, Arcane Torrent enchant 3 times as high than, let's say, the low populated server. So it all varies in perspective. So let's talk. What are we gonna be talking today about gold? First of all, guys, I want to let you know I'm a big fan of efficiency and time saving. I would calculate what it will take me to get my target, to get my destination. I was leading GDKP pugs, and I would be making 13 to 15k by playing Action House and making GDKP pugs a week. And it will take me roughly 4 weeks to get my 10 ICC Drake, which costed me 55k gold. So, I kinda thought of, for me to make a group for 10 ICC Drake, to find the competent people, to build synergy, to get the strategy and everything going from a ground zero, will take me far more than 12 hours. Just the whole thing of wiping and explaining strategies for a Sindragoza heroic will take me a hell lot more than 13 hours total. So what I did is I just saved up money and I bought the Drake. It took me about 4 hours to get the run done and get my 10 ICC Drake. That's how I roll. If you like to know how, stay tuned. First, guys, what I want to let you know is that it will look almost identical whatever I have on my personal channel in terms of making gold, because the perspective is still the same. The applications are numerous, but the perspective is the same. So if you watch the video on my personal channel, great. This will be just sort of reiteration for you to relearn that stuff, to maybe understand it further. But not much new will gonna come out of at you in this video. But for those who didn't go to my personal channel, this video will help you a lot in making gold. If you put your head into it, if you put effort into it. Let's get started. Me, personally, I have a business marketing degree in the top 15 schools in the United States. Yes, that's a cool degree. Woohoo! Just hard to find a job. Anyway, so what they taught us about there in economy and what I actually took from there and I applied in World of Warcraft is a supply and demand rule. So let me talk about what it is. Supply and demand. Basically, you guys saw it in World of Warcraft all the time. Remember when the Cataclysm just started out and the prices for a basic BOE PvP items was ridiculously high, anywhere from 2 to 3k? Yes, I made a 70,000 gold on that shit. Was very fucking proud. And the reason why I was making that is because the demand was very high and supply was very low. So this is the basic rule for demand and supply. When the demand is high and supply is low, your price goes up. You guys can see it here. When the supply is high and demand is low, your price is gonna go down and you're gonna make a lot less money. Market is trying to be at equilibrium where there's a good amount of supply, good amount of demand, where suppliers make some money and demanders don't get ripped off. But when the Cataclysm starts out and during the week there are fluctuations where demand is much higher than supply and you can make a lot of money in it. Back to BOE PvP items. What I did is I didn't have a blacksmithing, so I found a bunch of blacksmith, I added to my friends list, and I'm like, hey man, can you please make some BOE crafted for my guild, my guild, and I would making anywhere from 5 to 10 of those a day, and I would tip them 100 gold per piece. So he'll be making like a 500 to 1000 gold from me, from tips. And one time that blacksmith messaged me, and he was like, dude, because of your tips, I made 20,000 gold just off of your tips. I was able to afford my Sandrake. Awesome, man. Thanks a lot for your tips. And I was like, yeah, man, no problem. I made 70k gold on whatever you crafted for me. Thanks a lot, buddy. Supply and demand in general is a very good thing to know because it applies in real life, it applies in game, it applies anywhere where there's economy. And there is a market fluctuations that you guys can be watching in World of Warcraft, and I'll be showing you those fluctuations. And that brings me to our next video, market fluctuations in virtual freaking game. Let's do this. There are 3 types of fluctuations from what I've noticed. There are weekly fluctuation, there are PvP season fluctuation, and there are raid content fluctuations. So let me talk about each and every one of those. Weekly fluctuations, they are different with each server because each server have a different population, does something spectacular and different at different times. It has to do with a lot of raiding and you have to know your server. Let me reiterate on that. Raiding is very important. Alchemy, flasks, gems, enchanting materials, everything fluctuates depending on when people get gear. When people get gear, the demand for the crafted materials, the demand for almost everything in the economy goes up. When people don't get gear, it stays the same or goes down depending on the number of suppliers. So you have to know your server, you have to know when people raid, when people get gear, and when is the best time to sell your shit. Right, next point, PvP season fluctuations. Buried in Hold is your friend because that's where people get gear and they have to enchant it, gem it or whatever right away. Maelstrom go up because people will get honor, people will get conquest cap, but they're not gonna waste those for making and disenchanting maelstroms. So maelstroms are gonna go up, enchanting are gonna go up in general, and it provides a good steady price for 3 months. But once the PvPers and everybody's fed and they have all the gear, the prices for most of the items is gonna gradually go down and whittle down there at the bottom until the next season starts. Last but not least, Fluctuation is a raid content. Has to do with the PvE, PvE, PvE. You have to know your server and you have to know your people. You have to know when does your server raid, which guild are very progressed. And you have to know your people. You have to know who is a good leading blacksmith on the server that has all the recipes that you want, so you could make and craft the shit there. First of all, PvE items. We know there's a PvE boots, rings, gloves, whatever that can be crafted. Or there's a BOE PvE items. If you're not too much into PvE but you're still doing your random dungeons, save that valor and buy the BOE boots and sell them right away, because the price for them are gonna drop down by like 80% until the end of the season. You have to know that blacksmith guy who has all the freaking recipes right away for the new content. Get him on the friends list and start crafting items with him and tip him 1 or 2k gold. You'll be making 15k gold profit anyway. Don't tip him like 50 gold like a regular schmuck. Tip him like a fucking king and make those items and sell them and make a lot of gold. That's what weekly fluctuations with the raid content. And the winner of the nerd conquest, fucking all the professions. This is the pivotal, like the tip of all the nerdiness in this video. And this has to do with each professions. You guys don't have to watch all of them, but it's good to know anyway. First of all, the fluctuation and the whole concept of it. What I found out is on the most servers, anywhere from Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, the prices for basic materials, alchemy, enchanting, whatever it is, are 2 times almost as much expensive as they would be on Saturday, Sunday, Monday, is because people usually raid in those times and they require those items. So let's get started with each profession, starting with alchemy. Alchemy, my favorite. First of all, it's very good for weekly fluctuations, but you have to know the raid times on your server. You have to know when those people are raiding so you could cater your alchemy to them. And let me show you an example of weekly fluctuations that I was talking about. First we have Flask of the Winds, and it's 85 gold on Tuesday, 75 gold bid, 85 gold buyout. That's when the people raid the most. Now this one is on Sunday, it's 59 gold. The difference is 25% increase in the price. So basically think about it this way, you buy 1,000 flasks for 6,000 total, you sell them for 7,500. Flask of Titanic Strength, 88 gold on a buyout on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, when a lot of people are raiding. Now on a Sunday it's however 58 gold. So that's about 30-35% increase. Imagine the possibilities of you can make gold here, with also in addition having alchemy and a flask prax as well. Next one we have blacksmithing, leatherworking, tailoring. It's very good with the new content. Remember those 35k, 40k prices for BOEs from blacksmithing? Yes, you can make 10 to 15k gold for just crafting one item. It becomes decent, if not worse, 3-4 months after, because your profit margins are not huge. But then you can substitute with the buckle belts, leg enchants, or tailoring, I don't know, bags and the other stuff. But it's very good in the beginning of the content to get those BOEs. Okay, for next one we have enchanting and jewel crafting. It is crazy, intense, and it's freaking awesome. What I mean by that is, it's not like flasks, you always will need them. No, what a lot of people do is they put their jewels, yes, they make 20 to 30 gold. No, that's not the best way to do it. I know a few guys who were doing some crazy messed up shit here, and I absolutely love them for that. What they did is they basically calculated what are the raid times and what is the highest demand for jewel crafting and what the highest times, and they would buy out all the other jewel crafting that are very low price and put them back on with their gems, but the margin would be like 2 or 3 times higher than it normally would. And because people are so anxious to gem enchant their gear, they would make thousands on that. I knew a guy from just jewel crafting would make anywhere from 12 to 15,000 in 2 days. And then he'd be like, hey, I'm relaxing. And engineering is pretty useless. And when it comes to mining, herb gathering and all that stuff, I don't like botting. I think it's against the rules, I don't like it. And I hate farming, as you guys know, so no, I'm not gonna talk about those at all, unfortunately. Sorry. Which brings me to the next point of telling you how special you guys are. How special we all are. So, you find out what works for you, what doesn't. See, if you like farming, stick to farming. If you think that what I did for you will help you playing Action House better, do it. If you are good at PvP and you can carry people, go for it, dude. I'm actually gonna start carrying people myself too. I think I already got set up. I'll make about 25k gold this Sunday for like 4 or 5 hours just to get people to 2200 rating. Find out what works for you. What necessarily works for me won't work for you. What necessarily works for some schmuck on the internet showing you some guides won't necessarily work for you. Feel, see what actually works for you. That is kind of my last advice in this video. Let's now summarize. Today we talked about supply and demand, market fluctuations, about each profession, and you and how special you are. Guys, thank you so much for watching this nerd-infested video. I know it was boring. I knew if you sat through the whole video it was very lengthy, but I thank you guys very much. And for my contest, well, guess what? I will be looking through all the comments this weekend, and then I'll message people on Skype or on YouTube. And once I get their contact, we will have a discussion, and I will actually make a video out of it. Best of luck, guys.